And more breaking news, Florida's first bear hunt in a decade will remain on the calendar.
That's right. Today, a judge denied a temporary injunction that would have halted the hunt, which begins next week. West 2's Greg Fox sorts out the dispute and talks with people who landed bear tags in the lottery.
So it's designed to start to slow population growth.
It's the roadmap. It's the end goal.
Two bear biologists debated the state's current bear management plan, which includes the first hunt in a decade, approved by the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission. Bear Warriors United sued to stop it, claiming FWC's own population data doesn't support a hunt.
If this hunt is allowed to go forward before there's a full hearing concerning the FWC's actions, it will cause irreparable harm to the bear populations.
They didn't get what they wanted because they didn't want a bear hunt. So this has become a challenge to say the science isn't good.
In the end, the judge kept the hunt on track.
I'm going to deny the motion for temporary injunction.
10 years ago, 304 bears were harvested in 2 days. This time around, 172 bear tags have been issued for what FWC calls a measured approach to reducing and redistributing the bear population. Critics say the state is simply appeasing property developers. Back in 2015, Rock Springs Run State Reserve was the location of one of the check-in stations where hunters would bring their harvest so that the state could record all of the information about that bear. This year, there won't be any check-in stations. Instead, hunters who harvest a bear will notify FWC and an officer will come out to record it.
I plan on eating as much, every part of it that I could possibly eat.
Jason Howard of Seminole County scored a bear tag to take one adult bear. He calls himself a conservationist who eats what he shoots and doesn't want courts getting in his way.
When the courts start getting involved and they start taking away hunters' rights and hunters' privileges to take game, it's just a snowball effect.
Tom Allison of Ocala is one of 40 people who got bear tags but will not join the hunt.
I was both sad and glad at the same time. Glad I could save a bear, but knowing that next year they're gonna probably change the quota and change the game on us again.
The hunt takes place between December 6th and 28th. Greg Fox, West 2 News.
Now, while the temporary injunction to stop the hunt was denied, the judge did not rule on the state's motion to dismiss the lawsuit entirely. But since that ruling won't come down until mid to late December, the hunt will already have happened.
Central Florida has one of the largest bear populations in the state. FWC estimates more than 1,200 bears in the central region of the state in 2015, the last time that a count was performed. That's up 17% from the population reported back in 2002. Now, over the past decade, the number of bear-related calls to FWC has remained pretty steady, an average 6,000 calls a year since 2012. This could be anything from a bear rummaging through trash to just sighting near your home. And when it comes to physical bear encounters, Seminole County has the most in the state, 9 documented encounters since 2006. And get this, Longwood accounted for 7 of those. The city reporting more encounters than any other county in the state. Marion, Volusia, and Lake counties all reported 6 physical bear encounters since 2006.